Let's go back to the story on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the meeting with the minister and affected stakeholders, as well as those that have been compensated and the slight change in plans. To discuss this, I'm joined by public affairs analyst Jide Ojo. Jide, it's good to have you on the news. The decision to revert to the original route, that's the change I referenced earlier, avoids disrupting critical infrastructure but alters the construction plan. Can you analyze the potential impact on project costs and the overall completion schedule?
Thank you very much, Felicity. I am of the considered view that from the look of things, it's like due diligence wasn't done from the beginning. There was an original design which was deviated from, and the minister is telling us, oh, they received a certificate of no objection from Bureau of Public Enterprises. They did environmental impact assessment. If they did environmental impact assessment, those marine cables that telecom organizations are using, they should have known that it will be in the right of way that they are trying to construct the road on, and that will further, affect the businesses of the telecommunication companies. Beyond that, the communities that have been there from what I read, about 600 years, I've forgotten the name of the community, community that claim to have been there for 600 years, for which now they are now trying to go back to the original plan. They should have considered all of that. If environmental impact assessment was done, had been issued. But you know what it is like in government. They don't want to open up to their mistakes. They are now saying, oh, the president, out of magnanimity, has said that they should revert to original sign. The landmark property that was destroyed, it could have been saved if they are stuck to the original plan, and several other buildings and businesses that have been affected. So this back and forth, this policy flip-flop is just an indictment on the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because I really don't see the exigency, the hurriness, the haste that they are exhibiting in the execution of this project.
The supposition is that the project will be completed on schedule. With all these changes and back and forth, do you see that happening?
Felicity, which project of government has ever been completed as scheduled? They are just using that as a lame excuse. Look, the second Niger bridge, I'm sure if you go back to when that project started, maybe it was meant to be done in 3-4 years, but it took over 30 years for it to be completed by the administration of President Buhari. This Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is meant to be done in 8 years. No one is sure whether President Tinubu will still be in power by 2031, when this, or 2032, since this is starting like a year after the beginning of his administration. So, and that is also incumbent on funding availability. And one thing you can take to the bank, and I'm being prophetic on this, there will still be upward review of the cost of this project, because I know what it is in Nigeria. The project that was designed costed before May 29, 2023. Many of them have filed for upward variation because of the rising cost of goods and services arising from the removal of fuel subsidy, and then the exchange rate, which many people did not bargain for. So nothing is certain except death. I don't think, I may be wrong, but completing this on schedule, which is in 8 years, will be the 8th wonder of the world. I wish it will happen and people like me would be put to shame, but given my experience in public finance and governance, I dare say that this may take far longer years to complete than 8 years I was initially envisaged.
Yeah, but it would be nice, though, for the people if they're able to do this one and move on. But thank you, as always.
It's a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too.